Hello, my name is Matthew. Welcome to Zedcraft Season 3. Since last episode, I've been extremely busy. Did some work on a live stream, did some work building, played with Timelapses, replay mod, that kind of thing. So, the very first thing we're going to do is build this bit here, which I have a time-lapse ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go. Now this bridge here, this was built on a live stream. I've been working on my storage system, which is up in there. Oh, missed. There. We'll go and have a look. There's ground level access now. I'm not completely happy with using glass for this. I think I might embed it a little bit more. Try and hide it away a bit more. So here we are, lots and lots of barrels. Barrels are nice for the frame rate compared to chests. I'm quite pleased with this. The signs aren't great. I think item frames are probably better in the long run, but I'll sort that out in the future. And then there's the really big thing, the real elephant in the room, which you can just glimpse out of the window there. Yep, I've been going tall. And today's episode is going to be about what I'm doing with those. Because obviously, big grey squares, not the best, even when you put battlements on them. And it's all in keeping with the style, but they're not the best. They're just tall and featureless. So, while I like the height, and I'm really liking the bottom of this overhanging tower here, although you could do with a little bit of work, like those three hanging down things are all the same height, which really doesn't look as sort of random as it should do. I need to do something at the top, and I've been in a creative world having a play, so I'm going to get on with that, and I'm going to try adding some detail in red terracotta, which is going to be pretty dramatic. So let's just roll a quick time lapse of that. There we have it. It's a tower with red terracotta. Now it does look a little bit like it's got blood running down it, and I'm quite happy with that. So the method for building this was basically just rolling a dice. I dug 2 down to get clear of the battlements, and then I rolled an 8-sided dice for each one, and very occasionally I overrode the number because I didn't want 2 the same next to each other, and I didn't want to sort of alternate numbers either, and that happened a couple of times because of course the dice has no memory. I didn't write a special piece of software just to do this. So I'm really quite liking that. I mean, obviously the main part of the tower is completely featureless. The stone around the bottom probably needs some variety. Definitely going to mix some andesite into that. But what I want to do is go take that second tallest tower and decorate it similarly. But obviously I don't think it should be the same colour. So the first thing I'm going to need is some different coloured terracotta, which I think means we need to go on a mining trip. So if I just bring up my HUD and check, I've got loads of stuff in my inventory, so I should probably get rid of that. And then we can go on a trip to the mining mesa, which will be a first for this channel. Now, really, I'm just dumping stuff because I don't have places for everything still, and I just need to make enough space. The new storage room is going to be great, but it's sort of insufficient at present because I haven't moved everything over yet. And that's a really tedious job, so I'm doing it in small stages. So I just go pop some of the stuff that does live over here. That should give me enough space to go and get what I need. And just see what I've got in stock. I've just got plain terracotta and red terracotta because the old creeper farm was in red. And I'm going to start putting grass in this one, I think. The problem being I can't put it right next to the dirt because it'll just grow. So there'll have to be another block in there to keep them separate. Maybe I'll put gravel there. What do we want? Do we want to put some stone away? That one. It would be nice to have sort of fill indicators, but the redstone machinery would take up quite a lot of space. So I'm not particularly interested in doing that because I'll lose so much storage and it's just a hassle. Not really worth it. Should I bring a shulker box? Should have an empty one here. Why not? Let's just grab loads and loads and loads of terracotta. And I think I've not shown anywhere else on the server other than my base in this series yet. So we're going to go through the nether, which is not great, but that's because we're going to reset the nether when we upgrade the server to 1.16, so we get all of the nether update goodness. And therefore we've not done a lot, although with the exception of my neighbours, who've moved their portal. How interesting. But yeah, this is rather nice, but it's not, we've not got a nether hub, we've not really designed anything. Fortunately there aren't enough people online right now that flying becomes dangerous. So off we go. So the main area is just kind of through here. So we have, we do have some signs. We're trying to have a sort of road network. Here's the map. But it's not a proper nether hub. And it's a lot harder to find your way around. You just kind of have to know where you're going. There are signs. Not everybody has good signage to their base. And I'm really bad at following signs anyway. It's a problem I have in the real world too. So yeah, all of this. This is all, shopping district goes through here. The community guardian farm's over here as well. As we see by the signs. This has all been opened up since I last came this way. Hicker's Forest. That's a very light tunnel. People are still building nice things, but it's not on the scale that it's going to be. There are plans. I don't know whose is this way, but that's an interesting way. Doesn't really look like that goes anywhere, does it? I quite like the lanterns in the ceiling here. So we're on Main Street. This is my other base. It's where I was when the server started. I picked this spot out on day one. Here it is. You can see I've got a thing for towers. It's not much, but it was a good home to start with, and it's got chickens underneath, which are very, very audible. Did I put that door there? Maybe. I can't remember. But I wanted to frame these views. There's some nice views from here. The view from the top's really good. The residential district gives us something that we do lack in the... of course, there's no view from up here anymore. That we do lack in my big base, which is all of these other bases that are right next door. But I want the big base, so I've got space to work in, and you see Bugman CX's loading dock here, which is just amazing. Someone else moved in between us. We've got lots of lovely stuff. I think is that Shaq's place, I think. Lots of things over here. This was a great place when the server started out at the beginning of Season 3. But a lot of people have moved on. We're all going to big bases. But I've still got some stuff over here that I can pick up when I need it. So just pop back through and head into the mining mesa. I just need to remember how to get there because the nether looks different now. Terracotta Terrace is the mining mesa, so I think it's this way. Industrial, it's via the industrial district. Caron's place. Terracotta Terrace. The way to the mining mesa. So you can see why we're going to need a proper nether hub. But again, there's no point before the nether update comes along. And can we fly in this tunnel? Yes, we can. Whee! Now I think it's this portal here. Yes, it is. That's why there's a furnace right behind it. Oh, and it's night time. Brilliant. Let's sleep. I seem to have started a trend. There we go. Sleeping takes a little while on this server because we have this multiplayer sleep pack which allows you to wake someone up if you want it to stay being night, but that means there has to be a bit of time after they go to bed before sleeping actually happens, so that there is a chance to do that. So what happens is the more people who sleep, the faster that timeout goes, and it's also proportionate to the number of people who are online at the time. Now I'm sure there used to be a beacon here, so that's interesting. So I'm picking up some orange. I really don't care what colour actually, because we've got universal dyeing, but obviously it's more efficient to have the colour you want. Now, do we even want orange? Probably not. What naturally occurring terracotta colours do I don't actually want any natural ones at all. I think I want blue, because blue terracotta is a really nice sort of purplish colour. And I want maybe green, purple, cyan terracotta. Cyan terracotta and stone don't really go very well, so maybe not that. Cyan terracotta is that lovely, slightly bluish grey. I'm just going to keep digging for a bit. I thought there was a beacon here, so maybe I won't do as much as I was expecting to. Probably skip this bit. It's boring. that's probably enough for now. So, going to need some dyes. I don't have dye production facilities, but there is a dye shop. So that is where I'm going first. Perfect flying. So it can't take off here. Got to knock a block out the top of that, really. So, if we go over here, we will find, come on, shopping area, which is over here. It's not far, really. It's relatively near our spawn. We needed something central. Just go and check my log shop. This is my little log shop. I'm planning to rebuild this and make it a bit more impressive. It was a fairly early game thing. Ooh! Someone's after acacia. I need to restock the oak. So 29 diamonds. I need to restock oak and spruce and birch quite urgently. And the acacia as well. So that'll be fun. Clearly, there's a lot of zombies somewhere. I can hear them groaning and moaning. Wonder where they are. Don't really like that. I don't know. And here is the community mall, which is a seriously impressive bit of construction. I did a bit of the block placement on this. The design's by Miyakota, and who's one of our fantastic server admins. And also it comes up with some grandiose buildings. It's not finished yet. There's going to be a dome over here, but I've got a little shop in here as well. Just check the post office. No post. And here's my little shop. We sell slime blocks from my little slime farm. Nobody's bought any. And sand. And nobody's bought any of that either. Occasionally someone comes along and buys the lot. But that hasn't happened today. I'm thinking of closing it down. Because as you may have seen, I don't exactly need diamonds. So this... Oh, this used to be a dye. We are currently in the process of moving to the magenta mall wing. So I assume they mean magenta. I hope that they've reopened in magenta then. What have we got? That's building supplies. Wings, pick and mix, dye emporium. Hooray. Oh, so many colours. Flowers 1 diamond a stack, all dyes 1 diamond per 2 stacks in bottom barrel. Ooh, 1 diamond for 2 stacks. Well, we're going to be able to buy plenty, aren't we? So, let me just pop my shulker box safely on the ceiling there. And think blue. 2 stacks of blue dye. What other colour was I thinking? Green. 2 stacks of green dye. And blue and green. It's going to have to be cyan, isn't it? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know what colour to use. Probably going to have to be some concrete as well, maybe. Get some purer colours. I'm going to leave it at that for now. just pop that safely back in the ender chest. Last thing I need is some ghast to come along and deprive me of all of my diamonds. And then off we go back home. Now, this I think is quite pleasing. The colour contrast, the extra shape it gives. I mean, they're still fundamentally square towers, but they're so much more interesting now. So, the next job is to consider whether these lower ones also need colour adding. And also, I've realised that I've forgotten to put the stone bricks up the corners of this second tallest tower, which is a little bit annoying. I also need to consider whether I want another tall tower here. I think I probably do. 2s are an odd, not an odd number obviously in a mathematical sense, but they're an odd number in a Minecrafty kind of sense. And I think it's got something to do with the same thing like professional chefs keep talking about putting things on the plate in 3s. That came up a lot in this year's British MasterChef, actually. And there's things in art as well that I've been told in the past. You should use odd numbers of things, basically 3s, 5s, that kind of number are good. If you put 2 things on a plate or 4 things on a plate, for some reason it doesn't look as good as 3 things on a plate. So, I think 3 big towers is the way to go. But where to put it? Because this, overlapping this corner is kind of obvious. I could put it within this tower, but then I think it would be a little bit close to this one. So I'm thinking maybe somewhere in this kind of area, offset that way, so it aligns partially with both of these existing towers. Now, how big are these? This is 7, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and I think the other one is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 9. Conforming to the usual Minecraft rule of never building anything in even sizes if you can possibly avoid it. I don't think I want a bigger one. I don't want an 11 and I don't want a 5. So I think probably another 7 will be the way to go. And I think there's 3, looks like 3 blocks in between them. So I grab some stone, quite large stone, and try laying out the base for that. Let's see where that goes. I've got to do a better job of aerial access to this place. I really, really have to. Especially because all of the stuff is in here. So let's grab some stone. I should have a partially filled shulker box of stone there. And there's some in my inventory already, but obviously I'm going to need more than that. I'm going to need more than this shulker box as well, come to think of it. Let's just get it laid out first. Finish going up here. I think I'm tempted to just take the glass out. I like the glass, but if I took the glass out, I could just jump in and out freely, and that would be quite nice. So, here we go. I don't think I'm going to put colour on this tower, by the way. I think that would be too much. But another one that's green up top here, that would be really cool. So, thinking about a 7 wide tower. So we've got 3 here. I mean, I could just centre it on that gap. That would work. 1. No, not stone, bricks, stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it overlaps each tower here by 2. Now how does it overlap this? I think it would need to come in at least one more block here. Unfortunately, that does put it only one block away from this, and I don't really approve of that kind of thing. I don't think that's a good idea. So we either shunt it that way, overlap it more, or we shunt it this way and overlap it less. And also, where is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So we're 6 blocks in here, and we don't want to be that. So we at least, I think if we shunt it all 2 blocks this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then we don't line up with that edge, which is good. We've got a too wide gap there though, and that's again not wide enough. So get rid of all of that part and start from here. I think 1, 2, so then it lines up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So take another one off there. I'd like there to be an actual gap there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. It'll go down to the ground, of course. 6. Or it'll float like this one does. I haven't decided yet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So it hangs 2 past the battlements on this side, 2 past the battlements on this side. So it's evenly placed there. Is that a good thing? That I don't think. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't want it to look neatly placed in the corner. So I'm going to move us. I can't move 1 block this way because that would align with that. So I'm going to go 2 blocks this way. It's a good thing I'm not contemplating building a 4th tower, because getting the alignment right would be a bit of a nightmare. So take 2 off here. Grab a stone brick and restore that bit of battlement there. Get rid of those. And it's snowing. How nice. They pop those in there. Tidy this up. Because obviously that will be gaining some of that rock stuff like the other one's got. And there we have it. So I'm just going to get building again and see what happens. So it turns out having another tower makes this one not look as tall, because there's other things up there too. But I don't mind. I think the whole thing still looks quite impressive. I need to do the base of that tower. I need to do more detailing all over. I'm not quite sure what that is yet, but it's definitely a good start on something, whatever this is. So I think that's all for this episode. There's been quite a lot going on, quite a lot of time lapses. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. And I hope to see you again on Zedcraft Season 3. Goodbye.